From the campus of the University of Alabama in Huntsville, I2C, it's Alabama Upstarts. Alabama Upstarts. Entrepreneurs, inventors, and startups. This is your chance to meet face-to-face with a real venture capitalist. Today's venture capital judges are President of Soldier One and past president of multiple companies for over the last 20 years, a mentor and strong supporter of startups in Alabama, Lisa Williams. Telecommunications expert, software developer, banking executive, and currently serves on the Board of Trustees for the National Peanut Festival, James Etheridge. Alabama Upstarts is sponsored by Jeffers. If animals could talk, they would say Jeffers. Jeffers since 1975. Mid-South Bank, the friendliest and most helpful bank in town. Let's meet our first contestant.
My name is Joe Iacuzo. I am with Leonardo Project LLC, and our product is Contextual Foundation Learning. It is a tool for assessing students, student achievement, where students need to be, what they are missing. It is designed for teachers, parents, and students to be used in the classroom and at home. It is an empowerment tool, especially for parents who want to understand where their student is exactly in the learning process. This chart shows where students in the United States overall have been testing in 4th grade and 8th grade math. As you can see, it's gone up a little bit from 1990, but still 60% of students are not testing proficient in math in 4th grade, and 66% are not testing proficient in math in 8th grade. The tool that we've created, it's actually created by my wife who's been in education for 30 years, is incredibly effective at allowing a teacher or a parent or even the student to understand where in their educational foundation there's a hole, and identifying that hole and then filling that hole so that they can understand what needs to be focused on in teaching. This is actual chart of being the contextual foundation being used in a classroom. This was a school that had already been under a federal mandate to be taken over by a company called Edison that would go in to try and increase student achievement. Under Edison, the school still had 35% of the students testing at well below and 67% not proficient overall in the school. With CFL, Contextual Foundation Learning, in the classroom, 71% of the students were able to test at proficient or better and well above. This is an incredible tool. It's easy to use. It works with any curriculum. It doesn't require a school to invest in any specific curriculum. The program can be rolled out at home. It will allow a parent to go into a classroom and meet with the teacher, and if the teacher can't say, what is my student not understanding, and the teacher says, well, they don't understand that. Why are they not understanding it? Contextual Foundation tells them why, and it allows the student to go back. It gives them the tools to go back and identify where it is in their educational foundation that something is missing. This is a chart that shows Contextual Foundation Learning for English Language Arts. The gray is where the school was expected to go in terms of achievement and growth. The yellow is where our students actually achieved. And this was on a school-wide basis.
Okay, so Joe, who will actually be buying this software?
The software, it's going to be web-based, and the software will be used by students. The parents can purchase it. It can be purchased on a school-wide basis, on a district-wide basis. For example, here in Huntsville, Huntsville City Schools wants us to roll out our beta test. What we're here for today is looking for $50,000 in exchange for 10% of our company that's going to develop this, Scholar Solutions Group.
Okay, and how much will this software cost for the user?
For the user, it'll be about $20 per year. It's very affordable, and our foundation is actually going to help support this so that those who can't afford it can use it in the classroom or at home. We have tremendous support from homeschoolers. This is very important. With the pandemic, we are seeing many teachers contact us because we've been in education for over 30 years, both informal and formal education.
And your 50 that you're asking for, what would that be used for?
That will get us through our beta test. That will allow us to put it into hundreds of classrooms, not just in Alabama, but in other parts of the country that have asked to have this tool.
You started this in 2013, so these are statistics you have done.
Yes, this was
so
in a very low performing school used by one teacher, my wife, who developed it. This was on a school-wide basis where we trained other teachers to use the system.
So it already computerized then, or was it all
No,
all,
this
all
was
manual?
all paper-based.
All paper-based. So you're taking what you've done paper-based and putting in a web format.
Yeah,
To be
exactly.
able to use, and that $20 per user, is that per student in the classroom?
That's per student in the classroom. Education tools, digital educational tools, are a $50 billion business right now out of about $750 billion overall in education. So it's a huge market, and it's something that will benefit virtually any school or any student. It is especially effective, and this is what everybody wants to see, closing the achievement gap. And that's what you see in this chart here. You see that it raised those well below and those who were approaching passing.
Okay, and who is your competition with this software right now?
There are different elements of this. Some big companies, some not so big companies offer different elements. No one has put this all together. We've worked here with the School of Education at UAH, and everybody who sees this, who's been in education forever, says the same thing. There's nothing like this that's as comprehensive, and that's actually been tested and works in the classroom.
Okay, well, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you for bringing this to us today.
Absolutely, it's very much needed.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more contestants on Alabama Upstarts.
Warehouse prices to everybody, every day. Jeffers.
Wouldn't it be nice if your bank really wanted to help you out? Your world is increasingly complex, but your banking shouldn't be that way. Our banking promise to you is to be the most helpful bank in town. We're here to help you make money. We're here to help you save money. And we're here to make banking easy and convenient.
Mid-South Bank, where helping you always comes first.
Mid-South Bank, the most helpful bank in town.
Webology is helping with our online search presence. There's no doubt that we're helping more people here at Abogado Centro Legal, so we know exactly how many calls we're getting in from Google each month.
Websites are our specialty. Find us at webology.io.
We needed a website that looked great across all platforms. 5-Star Roofing and Restoration is growing statewide, and we needed a company that could deliver statewide results.
Websites are our specialty. Find us at webology.io.
Let's visit with a previous contestant.
Our electronic license plate project was literally unknown in the Birmingham startup ecosystem. After we pitched our idea on Alabama Upstart, we received a lot of visibility. I am recommending any founder to pitch their ideas on Alabama Upstart.
Here's our next contestant on Alabama Upstarts.
Hello, I'm John Wright, Executive Director of Manabee. We are a sports marketing brand, and our mission is to raise awareness and resources to end hunger in America, starting right here in Alabama. Manabee has created a sweepstakes called Let's End Hunger. What would it look like if you could enter the sweepstakes and buy a ticket and the proceeds went to those in need in our great state of Alabama to reduce food insecurity and hunger? What would that sweepstake look like if you won? You would have access to games like the Iron Bowl or the SEC tournament or the national championship game, and have a once-in-a-lifetime experience with retired players at the game, tailgating with retired NFL players, and also have access on the field to mingle with the coaches and the players during pregame, and of course have awesome tickets at the game. So Let's End Hunger is our sweepstakes campaign that we're going to start launching first quarter of next year during basketball, and then we'll go to baseball, and then soccer in the summer, and of course football in the fall of 2020. Joe Cribbs is a friend of mine, and he was an All-American running back at Auburn when I was a student. He had a 10-year successful career at the NFL and was a Pro Bowler for 4 years. He loves the Manabee mission, and he's taken our mission out to the retired player chapters of the NFL. He's talking to probably half of the different chapter presidents, and they said when we're ready to go to their state, they'll promote our Let's End Hunger sweepstakes within their state and start reducing food insecurity and hunger in their state. So today, we are looking for an investment of $100,000 for 10% of our for-profit company called Manabee Partners, where we will build the crowdfunding platform to run our Let's End Hunger sweepstake campaigns every quarter of the year. So that's what we're all about doing, and we look forward to getting started first quarter of next year.
I noticed that you had some sales back a year ago, so did y'all try to start this maybe a year ago?
Well, we did something different. I wanted to learn about the game day experience, and so what we did was we got a lot of high school students from different schools, and we went and ran 10 concession stands at Bryant-Denny so I could better understand what's going on at game day. So we did some of that just to get awareness of what we were doing, and we gave 80% of that money back to those teams so they could buy equipment for their sports. So we started just a little bit, but since COVID, I had this idea about sweepstakes. I talked to my friend Sanjay Kumar, who's going to build the platform. He said, "Oh, that's a great idea, John. I can do that for you."
I commend you for wanting to help end hunger. That's great work. I'm confused on, if I give you $100K, I'm going to get 10% of your company. And you say this is a for-profit company, but what you're doing is you're actually going to be helping people with the money. So as an investor, how do I get my money back?
Well, basically right now, 80% of what we raise goes to those in need, and we take 20% for the program cost of running the platform. And that's the way we will pay back our investors.
So how are you going to get this to the marketplace for people to purchase tickets for
social
the
media?
sweepstakes?
Social media. And our influencers in the NFL chapters will help us push the message down through all of their social media channels.
How will you determine where the money goes, which areas to help and what organizations to help?
Right, we are a fundraising company, and basically we will partner with companies that already feed people and give them money and or buy food that they distribute in the communities. We raise the money, and we don't want to reinvent the distribution wheel.
Have you researched those companies, like you said in Alabama, because you said it could be 20% for the operation of the sweepstakes, but looking at organizations that don't have excessive overhead, make sure the most money gets to where it needs to get to.
Yes, sir. We've been talking to Major Powell at the Salvation Army, and he really loves our vision and what we're all about doing. We're going to talk to them next year about maybe being a funding partner for them with their needs.
Do you have an idea of what will be the first event that you will give away? Will it be the Iron Bowl? Will it be? Have you already determined?
Our campaigns will start in the first quarter of next year around basketball. And then what we do is we collect money for one quarter, and then we distribute it the second quarter. And we're running campaigns for baseball and then soccer. So we collect money, and then we identify the partners we're going to distribute it to.
So it'd be whatever the sport is during that particular quarter. So you may be selling a quarter ahead for
yes,
that.
Sir. Exactly.
All right. Well, we wish you luck in helping others, and it's a great cause. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you for the opportunity.
We'll be right back with more contestants on Alabama Upstarts.
Wouldn't it be nice if your bank really wanted to help you out? Your world is increasingly complex, but your banking shouldn't be that way. Our banking promise to you is to be the most helpful bank in town. We're here to help you make money. We're here to help you save money. And we're here to make banking easy and convenient.
Mid-South Bank, where helping you always comes first.
Mid-South Bank, the most helpful bank in town.
Warehouse prices to everybody, every day. Jeffers.
There are times in life when what you do is more important than who you are. When how you respond to others is more important than what you have. When giving all of yourself is the best gift of all. What did you do today? A life-changing experience. Faith Ministry, changing lives one at a time.
Ready for the next contestant on Alabama Upstarts?
How many of us have ever started a remodeling or painting project only to discover layers upon layers of wallpaper? Several hours later, you're covered in debris and you're wondering, who put this here and why? I'd really like to, meet these people and ask them what their idea was. Or have you ever seen an old rundown house and thought, man, I bet that place was beautiful back in its day. I would love to have seen it back then. Or think about an old historical site or even a cemetery that no longer has any markers. Wouldn't it be great if there was a place where people could go to look up or even document information about these places? A place where you can preserve or share history. My name is Amber Mesick and I'm here today I'm looking for someone that would like to invest $15,000 for a 5% share in making History House become a reality. I have a background in IT, I have a degree in computer networking, and some programming experience. I'm currently an instructional designer and I work a lot in project management. I'm looking for others that can share my excitement in this vision of being able to bring forgotten history back to life in a map-based social media environment. The possibilities could be endless. Users could upload photos or videos or create events on a timeline that is tied back to a specific location. Think about sharing before and after pictures of your most recent home renovation project, or you could plot your travel history or places you've stayed or even places that you've lived. It really excites me to think about being able to track the location of my ancestors or share family history with distant relatives that live in other countries. The tourism industry could profit greatly from this idea. They could promote their events or just share history about their area. Where I'm from in Athens, they have rich history there. So what a great way for small towns to share the information about their areas. If you think about historical societies or museums or all these new startup grassroots efforts, this network would give them a way to promote their cause. So this idea, it's not just digital maps on steroids. I want to create a way that anyone can capture the past, but also envision the future. So,
thank you, Amber.
Thanks.
How is this different than me posting things on Facebook?
That's a good question, and there's really nothing like this out there right now. There's a lot of social media platforms, but none of them are based on a timeline, and you can't trace them back to a map or a specific location.
So, low investment.
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked at your cost of starting, and then how would you get return back on whatever your investment's going to be?
Right. Of course, there's initial startup for actually building the site, which is actually very low. But eventually it would grow after you do beta testing. I think that it could, I think that you could grow a base of users pretty quickly and then eventually charge for ads or have a pro version for businesses to use. So because they could profit from advertising or for, like I said, creating events and things like that.
So with any social media, with anything on the website, it's about getting eyes onto your site.
Right. How
will you get eyes onto your site, and how many eyes do you foresee before you start making a profit? I foresee, because there is nothing else out there like this, I foresee this spreading like wildfire. There are so many, just for example, Main Street USA, and like I said, I'm from Athens, where there's just so much history there, and
there's nowhere for people to share this information right now. So just from word of mouth, but also we could do a small bit of advertising, I think, and I think that it would catch on quickly.
Talking about that, have you looked into how you promote it through Facebook, and have you looked into those costs, what it's going to take to do those things?
Right. I'm not sure about those costs, but I think that not only ads, but I just think sharing and social networking could help it spread quickly.
Thank you very much, and we hope that it's a success, and you're right, preserving history is very important to everyone.
Yes, it is, it is. I'm very passionate about it. So.
Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for watching Alabama Upstarts. If you're an entrepreneur or an inventor, we would love to have you on Alabama Upstarts. Go to alabama-upstarts.com and sign up. Congratulations to Joe Iacuso from Scholar Solution Group, the big winner on this week's Alabama Upstarts of $1,000 to grow his business, Scholar Solutions.
The experience has been wonderful. We've been nothing but supported by the folks who have helped us here in Alabama since we located here 2 years ago, and the program here at the university that's encouraged us to develop this. We have several educators who have seen how the system works, how effective it is. We have former state school board member here in Alabama that supported us. We're working with the School of Education here, assessment people who are supporting us. And on our direct team, we have some phenomenal educators who get it, who understand the need for this.
You could be the next winner with your business idea. Apply at alabama-upstarts.com.